Welcome all to week 13 of ISIS 105. This week you'll be working on the Excel business project. So in order to do that, first you have to download the instructions and the template, which I already have downloaded here. So I'm going to open the template. And for those of you watching, you'll also want to open the instructions as well so you can follow along if you would like. I'll make my Excel full screen and we're going to zoom in a little to make it easier to see. So the first thing you want to do is change the name of the tab to payroll. So right click on the tab, hit rename and name it payroll. And you want to also then change the tab color to light gray, which is right here, darker 50%, which is this box right here. Light gray background to darker 50%. Light gray 50% darker also works for those of you that don't have a background too. We'll change that right there. Next, you would like to see if each salesperson is going to receive a bonus. So everything's running in columns, means you need to add a bonus column. So in cell E2 right here, I'm going to type bonus. To determine if each salesperson gets a bonus or not, it depends on what they make and how many sales they've done. So first off, you're going to go to a formula. And you're going to create an if function. So if it doesn't pop up on your recents right here, you can type if and hit go, and it's going to bring up. So we're going to select if off of that one. And there's a logical test box. So this is basically to determine if something is true or false. We are trying to determine if half of their sales are greater than their salary. So if there's sales box right here in D3, click that, divided by 2 is greater than their salary, just like that. See how it pops up true right here? That means it's true, and it will return the value if true. If it was false, it would return the value if false. So we'll go to the value if true. Now if it's true, they will receive a quarter of the difference between that and their sales. So to do that, it would be their sales divided by 2 minus their salary divided by 4. So to do that, you also want to add your parentheses right here. D3 divided by 2, and then across the C3. So there's one set of parentheses. This will return a value of 375 if it's true. And if it's false, they will not receive a bonus or there's a problem. And that you will need to create another if statement. So to do that, you can type if open parentheses. Now when you type the open parentheses, if you look in your formula box, an open and a closed one showed up. So if you click in there, it'll open a new argument box just like that. Now, to determine if they don't receive a bonus or there's a problem with it, you want to see if their salary is greater than their sales. So in that you go salary greater than sales. Notice how this one returned false and the first one returned true. So if this is true, if their salary is greater than their sales, there will be a problem. So if that's true, you want to type problem. If it's false, but if their sales were not over double their salary, they will not receive a bonus. So you just type no bonus and hit OK. Now it's going to say found a typo because there's not another closed parentheses. Just hit yes to accept that correction. Now the function works, the formula works for an if statement, and the second one in it, a nested if function. So on this, just take your fill handle, double click, and drag down. Or double click and it will automatically fill all the way down. So what you want to do at this point is format all of the numbers as accounting. As it's payroll, you're going to use accounting. So highlight cells C3 through E18, and that's going to tell you, that's basically your table data, what you want. So then go to your home tab and change the number format to accounting. Just like that. Now after that, you're going to want to format this as a table is what you're going to want to do. So in order to do that, your table should normally have a heading. So we'll take your cell A1 that says payroll, select it, drag over to E1, merge and center, change that to 26-point font, and bold it just like that. Now you can format it as a table. Now the instructions say to make sure the box that says My Data Has Headers is selected. That comes after you click Format as a Table. So first you have to select all of your data right here, starting in cell A2 all the way down to E18. Click Format as Table, and we want this one right here, White Table Style Medium 1. Now some of you may not have the white table style medium 1, it's just table style medium 1. It is the first one in the medium styles that we want. So we select that one, and this checkbox right here, My Table Has Headers, you want to make sure that is selected. So you can hit OK, and everything pops up just like this. You then want to click on your table, make sure it's already selected if you deselected it. In your Design tab right here for the tables, you want to deselect banded rows and create a total row. So notice this says 16. All this is doing is counting the number of people that are in here. So if there's something in here, it is counting up. You want it to be the sum of all the bonuses. So if you click cell E19 right here, there's a drop-down menu. This drop-down, you want to select sum. And you also want to select sum for column D as well as column C. Now, these pound signs mean that the column is not big enough to hold the numbers. And since there's 3 columns, you can just come up here to column C, select column C, D, and E, go back to the Home tab, go to Format Cells over here, and hit Auto Fit Column Width. That makes everything wide enough to see. Now, the no bonus or the problems you want to stand out. Currently they do not, so you want to select this entire column, column E. You can go Conditional Formatting with a highlight cells rule of equal to. So in this first box right here, you're going to type problem. So delete what's here, type problem. So if equals problem, it's going to have a light red fill with dark red text, which is what you want. As well as we want the no bonus to stand out, so you'll do the same thing, conditional formatting, highlight cells rule, equal to, and then no bonus. Except you want this not to be red, but to be yellow. So yellow fill with dark yellow text. It's one of the options. Hit OK. Now, you want to make a copy of this sheet. So right click down on your tab, this box pops up, and hit Move or Copy. Create a copy, right here, this checkbox, and hit Move to End. This creates an exact same copy of what was done. So in this Payroll 2, you want to rename it to say Problems. As some of you may assume off of that, you want only the problems to show. So to do that, you use your drop-down menu here in E2. You deselect, select all. Every box gets unchecked, and you only want the problems to show. 3 people now have a problem. The example we're using, Megan is a new person, so we do not want to include her in this. So you go to this drop-down menu in cell A2 and deselect Megan, just like that. Now notice there's only 2 people there. That is the amount of people we want to have on our thing, on our table. These 2 people will have problems and they should probably be solved. So then you will go back to your payroll tab right here, and what you're going to do is select cells A2 through E19. A2 through E19 right here. And then you want to create a pivot table. So you go to Insert, Recommended Pivot Tables. This third one right here, Sum of Bonus, Sum of Sales, and Sum of Salary. You want to click OK on that. This brings up a whole new sheet right here, and this is exactly how you want it to look. You want to move this tab by just selecting it and moving it all the way over to the end right there. And to do that, all you have to do is name this Team Sums. So rename Team Sums. Now we're naming it this because the row labels currently, there are 7 teams in your business, and each one is going to receive a bonus. So, or if they receive a bonus from whichever team they are on. That's Team Sums. So if you look over here, teams is in the rows column, values is in the columns, and your values are sum of bonus, sum of sales, and sum of salary. What you want to do is actually rename. You actually want to move it so that the sum of salaries is first, the sum of sales is second, and the sum of bonuses is third. So to do that, over here in your box, sum of sales first, so you move that up. Sum of salary there, move it up, and sum of bonuses your last ones. Now what you want now is to change this, instead of saying sum of sales, to just say salary sum. So you can go right here, you can click on it, you're in the Analyze tab, Field Settings, Custom Name, you can change the name to Salaries Sum. Oh, my fault. I have selected the wrong thing right here, so you want the salaries first instead of sales. So you want salary first. Now you can go and select that, the Analyze tab, Field Settings, in the custom name, name it Salaries Sum, and hit Enter. Same thing you want to do for sum of sales. You want to type Sales Sum, hit OK, and you want to do the same thing for the Bonuses tab. So you want to say Bonuses Sum. So Field Settings, Bonuses Sum. Now, on your Problems tab and your Payroll tab, these numbers have dollar signs. They are in accounting format. Your Team Sums is not. So you want to format everything in here that has numbers as a accounting format, except the row labels, because these are teams, not number values. So change that to accounting, and just like that. Change the width in case you do have any pound signs come up so that you can best see the numbers. Again, that's the third tab, Team Sums. You want to go back to your Payroll tab, select the same cells you did to make the first pivot table, and select A2 through E19, and go to Insert, Recommended Pivot Tables, and again click the third option is what you want, and hit OK. This will again create a new sheet right here. You want to move that all the way to the end right here. And once it's moved to the end, this is the fourth tab, and that is what you want it to say. So Team Sums, you want to name this one to Team Comp. So rename Team Comp, just like that. Now, what you want is, this is fine, you don't need to change the names, but you do not want to see the bonus anymore. So over here in this pivot table field, you can deselect bonus, deselect it, and you can select salesperson. Now what you want is the salesperson in the row box, right down here as it is, and you want the team in the filter section. So this is filtering out everything currently, and you have your salesperson in your rows, your values in columns, and the values are the sum of sales and the sum of salary. Now you want to do two of these to compare, so even teams versus odd teams. So you then select cell A1 all the way over to C20, hit Control C to copy, go to E1, cell E1, Control V to paste. Now if you see the sum of salaries doesn't show up and the sum of sales doesn't show up, to do that, select cells E, F, and G, Format, and Auto Fit Column Width is what you want to do. Now, just like we have been doing for all the other amounts that have values in here, you want to format these as accounting. So select cells B4 all the way down to C20, hold Control on your keyboard, and go F4 through G20. In your number tab on your homes, you go to accounting, just like that. Now you want your first table to show odd teams. So select this drop down filter button and select multiple items, deselect all and go 1, 3, 5, and 7, hit OK. This one over here you want to do the even team. So again, select the drop down filter menu, select multiple items, deselect all and go 2, 4, and 6. And just like that, you are complete with Excel Project 4. To submit this, you want to go File, Save As, save it to your desktop, a flash drive, a spot where you know where it's at. And you can go Browse if it doesn't show up and go to your desktop and save it as Excel Business Project, your first name and your last name. So I'm going to type my first name and my last name and save it to upload to Blackboard when you are complete and done watching this video. Thank you guys, and have a great day.